5 seconds to go. Start. Excellencies, let me begin by thanking President Rahman for organizing the special meeting between SCO and CSTO on the situation in Afghanistan. The recent developments in Afghanistan will have the greatest impact on neighboring countries like us, and that is why it is necessary to create a regional focus and cooperation on this issue. In this context, we have to pay attention to four issues. The first issue is that the transition of power in Afghanistan is not inclusive and it has happened without negotiation. This raises questions about the acceptability of the new system. The representation of all sections of Afghan society, including women and minorities, is also important, and therefore it is necessary that the decision on recognition of such a new system is taken by the global community collectively and after due thought. India sports the central role of the United Nations on this issue. The second is that if instability and fundamentalism persist in Afghanistan, it will encourage terrorist and extremist ideologies all over the world. Other extremist groups may also be encouraged to come to power through violence. All our countries have been the victims of terrorism in the past, and therefore, together, we should ensure that the territory of Afghanistan is not used to spread terrorism in any other country. SCO member countries should develop strict and agreed norms on this subject. In the future, these norms can then become a template for global anti terror cooperation. These norms should be based on the principle of zero tolerance towards terrorism. There should be a code of conduct to prevent activities like cross border terrorism and terror financing, and also have a system for their enforcement. Excellencies, the third issue related to developments in Afghanistan is the uncontrolled flow of drugs, illegal weapons, and human trafficking. A large number of advanced weapons remain in Afghanistan. Due to these, there will be a risk of instability in the entire region. The RATS mechanism of SCO can play a constructive role in monitoring these flows and enhancing information sharing. From this month, India is chairing the Council of SCO RATS. We have developed proposals for practical cooperation on this subject. The fourth issue is the serious humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. The economic deprivation of the Afghan people is increasing due to the interruption of financial and trade flows. At the same time, the challenge of COVID is also a cause of distress for them. India has been a trusted partner of Afghanistan for many years in development and humanitarian assistance in every sector from infrastructure to education, health, and capacity building. We have made our contribution in every part of Afghanistan. Even today, we are eager to deliver food items, medicines, etc. to our Afghan friends. We must work together to ensure that humanitarian aid reaches Afghanistan in an unhindered manner. Excellencies, the Afghan and Indian people share a special relationship for centuries. India will extend full cooperation in every regional or global initiative to help the Afghan society. Thank you. Dear sir, at the outset, let me congratulate President Rahman on his successful presidency of the SCO Council. The Tajik presidency has managed the organization efficiently in a very challenging global and regional environment. In this year of the 30th anniversary of Tajikistan's independence, on behalf of India, I extend my heartiest congratulations and best wishes to all Tajik brothers and sisters and to President Rahman. Excellencies, this year we are also celebrating the 20th anniversary of SCO. It is a matter of happiness that new friends are joining us on this auspicious occasion. I welcome Iran as a new member state of the SCO. I also welcome the three new dialogue partners Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Qatar. The expansion of SCO shows the growing influence of our organization. SCO will become stronger and more credible with new members and dialogue partners. Excellencies, the 20th anniversary of the SCO is also a suitable occasion to think about the future of the SCO. I believe that the biggest challenges in this area are related to peace, security, and trust deficit, and the root cause of these problems is increasing radicalization. Recent developments in Afghanistan have made this challenge more apparent. SCO should take an initiative on this issue. If we look at the history, we will find that the region of Central Asia has been a bastion of moderate and progressive cultures and values. Traditions like Sufism have flourished here over the centuries and spread throughout the region and the world. We can still see their influence in the cultural heritage of this region. On the basis of this historical heritage of Central Asia, SCO should develop a common template to fight radicalization and extremism. In India and almost in all SCO countries, there are moderate, tolerant, and inclusive institutions and traditions associated with Islam. SCO should work to develop a strong network between them. In this context, I appreciate the useful work being done by SCO REDs. We expect our SCO partners to actively participate in the calendar of activities that has been built for India's presidency of SCO REDs. Excellencies, fighting radicalization is not only necessary for regional security and mutual trust, but it is also necessary for the bright future of our younger generations. To compete with the developed world, our region has to become a stakeholder in emerging technologies. For this, we have to encourage our talented youth towards science and rational thinking. We can promote this kind of thinking and innovative spirit by connecting our young entrepreneurs and startups. With this approach, India organized the first SEO startup forum and young scientist conference last year. In the previous years, India has successfully used technology in its development journey, whether it is technologies like UPI and RuPay card to increase financial inclusion or digital platforms like our Arogya Setu and Cowin in the fight against COVID. We have voluntarily shared these with other countries as well. We will be happy to share these open source technologies also with our SCO partners and to organize capacity building activities for this. Excellencies, the vast economic potential of this region has also remained untapped due to radicalization and insecurity, be it mineral wealth or intra SCO trade. To take full advantage of them, we have to emphasize on mutual connectivity. The role of Central Asia in history has been that of a connectivity bridge between major regional markets. This was also the basis of the prosperity of this region. India is committed to increasing its connectivity with Central Asia. We believe that landlocked Central Asian countries can benefit immensely by connecting with India's vast market. Unfortunately, many connectivity options are not open to them today due to lack of mutual trust. Our investment in Iran's Chabahar port and our efforts towards the international north south corridor are driven by this reality. Excellencies, any initiative on connectivity cannot be a one way street. The connectivity projects should be consultative, transparent, and participatory to ensure mutual trust. In this regard, respect for the territorial integrity of all countries should be implicit. Based on these principles, SCO should develop suitable norms for connectivity projects in the region. With this, we will be able to restore the traditional connectivity of this region, and only then connectivity projects will work to connect us, not to increase the distance between us. For this effort, India is ready to make any contribution from its side. Excellencies, one of the main reasons for the success of SCO is that its core focus has been on the priorities of the region. My suggestions on radicalization, connectivity, and people to people relations will further strengthen this role of SCO. Before I conclude, let me once again thank our host, President Rahmo. Despite the challenge of this hybrid format, he has organized and successfully conducted this summit. I also extend my best wishes to Uzbekistan as the next SCO chairman and assure India's full cooperation. Thank you. Stop.